Did you see Tim Kennedy and Rogan by chance?
No.
So there's a part in there where Tim Kennedy's talking about the First Amendment. Rogan goes down this little rabbit hole where he's trying to tell Kennedy that jokes are better now because you can't come right out and say it. You kind of got to work around it, and it makes the joke better.
Because comedy's dangerous. That thing that Shafir was saying, wasn't it?
He's saying, I can't deliver the joke the way I want to. So Kennedy kept being like, well, why can't you? And he's like, well, there's just some things you can't say right now. And Kennedy was kind of like, well, what do you mean? Like, why can't you say it? He's trying to get Rogan to be like, well, because you'll get fired or you'll get canceled, which Rogan's dealing with on Spotify right now, which I think is awesome.
It is awesome. I am loving having watched Rogan talk about the fleshlight and then have him go on and talk about how important podcasts are and how he doesn't have a boss and all this. Now he's got a fucking boss. I love it. I love seeing how he does.
Well, I don't think he does.
Yeah, he does.
I don't think he does. I think the meeting at Spotify shows you that the contract, what the CEO from Spotify was basically saying to the LGBTQA plus minus whatever group was, hey, we inked him to a contract. He can say whatever the fuck he wants, and I can't do shit about it. So you guys need to shut the fuck up and go back to work.
Right, but they took a load of podcasts off. There's a load of podcasts which aren't there, and that's because they didn't. So he can say
he doesn't have a boss, but they took them down.
Yeah,
that's a boss move.
I get what you're saying, Sean, but like if the fact that he's taken a bunch of shit down, he knows because they've made that move that they don't like that kind of stuff, and that's playing on his mind. This is a guy, right, Rogan, who said that he was bothered by the fact that they asked who his first guest was because all of a sudden he's having to think about it. So you think that's not playing on his mind as well? That's a boss, right? There's different levels of having a boss, and then there's not having a boss.
I think it would play on his mind depending on what his contract says.
Yeah, we don't really know. The fact that they're able to decide what episodes stay up or not is already an indicator that they're his boss. Like your boss signs off on your work. Like you do a project and then your boss looks at it and he goes, go or no go.
I get what you're saying though, Sean, but I also think it's both.
But if you look at the episodes that were pulled, why didn't they pull all the other episodes then?
We don't know. We're speculating at the moment. Let's just say for argument's sake that they pulled them because they were controversial for whatever reason. The left thinks they're controversial, right? Or for whatever reason they think they're controversial. Let's say that that's the case, which we don't know yet. But if it is the case, then that's a boss move. If it's not the case and it's this bullshit, which I think they're spinning about that they can't upload them for some reason, they'll eventually be there, then fair enough. Then I think you're right.
So I just look at consistency and data. There's 50 episodes up there that the left has issues with that didn't get pulled.
Yeah.
Okay. So
the left have issues with the whole show. The left doesn't think that Joe Rogan.
Why not pull them all then?
Yeah, I know. Look, I agree with you.
Why not pull
right?
them all?
There's a who knows? But I'm saying if we just for argument's sake, just say that in the case where we know they pulled it for some reasons, no matter what those reasons are, that's a boss move because Rogan would have pulled them and he hasn't to this date.
Yeah. That's sort of what I was telling you guys on Slack that I find interesting from a business perspective. How does Spotify decide what they're going to keep up? Because they have no problem. Like DMX still has songs about how much he hates gay people up on Spotify, but that's considered art or whatever. So what counts as something that can't be on Spotify? I don't get how they're going to come to that decision. That just seems like a business headache for them. So maybe Sean's right. Maybe they're just going to let them do whatever the fuck he wants going forward.
I think it depends what their contracts say. Well, I think it depends when they sign Roman to a podcast deal, they're going to have creative control over what he can say.
Yeah.
When you sign Joe Rogan, you might not have as much creative control. I think it's going to be an ebbing and flowing. I don't think it's going to be one answer, one size fits all. I think they're going to weigh if you have enough pull that you can get a contract where you can say whatever you want. But listen, in the past, if this group at Spotify had complained, they would have pulled some of the content, right?
Who knows, right? We have no idea. But I mean, the reason. Yeah, but the thing that I said was some guy who didn't claim he had a boss now has a boss, and you said they don't because he's got a contract. But what we're saying is, no, he does because the podcasts aren't up. So no matter what you can do moving forward, they've said, hey, you can't have those ones up if that's the case.
Yeah.
Okay, but we don't know if that's the case. So we got to see in like 6 months if they're still not up.
Yeah, if they're not up in a year, right, then we know that they've done it. And in that case, it's the same as having a boss. It may be a very minor boss.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's all I'm saying. I think
Sure.
that both things are true, and it's
Sure.
time will tell.